Today, I'll be talking about the first Grand Slam of the year, the Australian Open. And in this video, I'll be talking about the players to watch out for in the men's draw. Let's talk about the Fab Four first. And there are no prizes for guessing who my first pick is. It is tennis's beloved child and fan favourite, Roger Federer. At the end of 2016, when Federer had to take a forced break of 6 months, who would have thought that he will be the chief contender to win the Australian Open in 2018? At the age of 36, he's playing the best tennis of his career. He's playing with some great belief and has all the momentum going for him. I'll be going a little ahead of myself if I say that I see him playing the final on the second Sunday of the tournament, but I'm very confident that he will coast through the first week. His first real hurdle will come in the quarterfinals against Del Potro, who incidentally also defeated him in the quarterfinals at the US Open last year. Now let's move on to Roger Federer's chief rival, Rafa Nadal. Rafa too had an incredible 2017. He won the Roland Garros and the US Open, but was also a close runner-up at the Australian Open. But unfortunately, towards the end of the season, Rafa's knees could not handle the workload, like it has happened so many times in his career in the past. Generally, Rafa likes to have matches under his belt before coming to a big tournament. But because of his dodgy knees, he has not been able to play any ATP tournament leading to the Australian Open this year. It is hard to comment on Rafa's chances at this point of time, but if he goes through the first week, he'll pose a great challenge to his opponents. Moving on to Novak Djokovic and Stan Wawrinka, I think they will like to take inspiration from what Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal did in 2017. They are coming back from a 6 months hiatus and it is not pleasing that they have very tough draws. I am looking forward to see how comfortable they feel on the court. I have also heard that Novak Djokovic has tweaked his serve a little bit and I am curious to see what impact it makes on his game. From the veterans, let's move on to the next 10 players who have been knocking on the door for the last 2 years. There are some really exciting players in Shapovalov, Rublev, Dominic Thiem, Francis Tiafoe, but I think there are 2 players who can break the door open this year, and one of them is Sasha Zverev. Sasha made great strides in 2017 and reached his career high ranking of number 4. He also went on to win 2 ATP Masters 1000 tournaments, but his Grand Slam performance wasn't up to the mark. He may well run into Novak Djokovic in the 4th round if the draw plays out, and that game, according to me, would be an acid test for Zverev. Remember, he played a match against Nadal in the 3rd round last year at the Australian Open. It was a close match, but towards the 5th set, Zverev just lost the steam in his legs. If he can beat a returning Novak Djokovic in the Australian Open in the 4th round, I think he can charter new territory for himself in 2018. But for me, the dark horse of this tournament is Nick Kyrgios. There are times when you look at a player and you think that it is going to be his year. He is coming on the back of some really good form, having won an ATP tournament just a few days back, and there are no qualms about the fact as to who Aussies will be supporting. When you think of Nick Kyrgios, you think of the word talent. But talent can only take you so far. If Kyrgios can handle his temperament, he'll be able to run deep into the tournament. These are the players that I'll be watching out for. There are obviously some other great players as well, but I think it is going to be a very fascinating tournament.